Alright, I'm trying to see if this works. Oh, you're gonna hear me a bunch of times. Is this working? Dude, oh, okay. I had a feeling that was the problem. Okay, well, I will not be able to dual stream. I guess this was a double whammy, but at least I'm in sync. At least this is working. What was it? Honestly, let me show you. Turn this down now. It's very distracting. I use this thing, which if you are on Mac, you're probably familiar, and it's a way to like monitor and use these headphones that are not going to my interface. Anyways, it's like a whole thing. And so I had to kind of mess around with this to get things to work correctly. And yeah, I don't know. It was a couple things, honestly. There's some stuff in Streamlabs too, but at least it's working here. I feel bad for the people on YouTube though, because we did have a couple people over there. So hopefully, Gavain, if you're here, hopefully you can let them know. We're just going to do it over here today. But what I was showing actually before the stream had cut off, that I was showing that my this thing right here. Where is it? Yeah, this was looking perfectly fine. Like it was at like 19,000, and it was like stream quality good, like no dropped frames, all this stuff. And so I'm like, wait, what? That's impossible. So, anyways, I guess it's Streamlabs just being weird. But as long as you can see me okay, and I'm like it looks normal, then we can move on. We can get to it. But how's everyone doing today? Oh, good shout, Gavain. Thank you. One moment, everyone. Let me quickly post this on socials if I can. Where did my... Hello? There it is. I'll turn this up a little bit. Let's get something... Oh, there we go. Let's uplift a little bit. What do you think? Get this out there really quick. Wave.
I'll bring you a new horizon, rise up to brighter skies. No world you'll have to hide in, no need to cover your eyes. No, I can't be everything, but I'll never try to hide. 'Cause you know I'd break through anything for the battles you can't fight. I know that the stakes are high.
I'm trying to type this out, and look what I type. Just divide music. Divide reacts. There we go.
When shadows start to gather and hope begins to fade, I'll be your shield and armor in the light that we have made. Though I can't promise perfection, I'll stand with you through the night. For the dreams that you have forsaken, I'll bring them all back to life. No, I can't be everything, but I'll never try to hide. 'Cause you know I'd break through anything for the
Actually, I like this song. Whoa. My songs don't like always hit for me, just because they don't sound the way, like, you know, I spend a lot of time on them, and hindsight, all that kind of stuff is mixing, but it was good. I'm happy with this one. Okay.
Just remember
There we go. Put that there.
The stakes are high now, but this will be alright.
That's a donkey snare. Okay. I'm debating if I even put anything on X. I never go on there. I'll just put it on Instagram and Facebook. All right. All right, hold on. Good there, good there.
Broke my heart, I broke my heart, and it lost myself in tears I'd wipe away.
Sugar Rock.
Lost my thought, the boot was haunting me, I couldn't take it anymore. Ash to ash, fell in front of me, dust to dust, my own economy. I walked 4 miles till I wound up at your door.
Alrighty. Now I've posted that out there. I can ask you, sorry about that. How has everyone's weekend been so far? And how many of you were here yesterday? Thank you for coming back. Get my iPad ready. Wait, you forgot who this track is for? It just threw me at the beginning. I was like, because it's so like circusy almost that I was like, wait. I know, I knew it, but I was like, wait a second. Doing well. Love to hear it. Shout out to Gavain for being here yesterday and today. Sorry, I'm just fixing my sweatshirt. Appreciate you. I was here dying in the heat. Honestly, you want to know what's crazy? I was telling Leanna this earlier that I somehow was cold for the first time, like ever, being in my office. And so I put on this sweatshirt. And when I've just been in and around the house today, but haven't really gone out much. But I was out earlier for a little bit and thought, wow, I'm actually I'm comfortable in this sweatshirt and being outside. Like, this is surprising because I know it's hot. And I look at the temperature; it's 107. I don't even know. I'm still wearing it, obviously, so I hope I'm okay. But yeah, didn't know you streamed yesterday. I tried. It was an attempt, to say the least. I mean, it kind of makes sense now. I was trying to stream on Twitch and on YouTube, and was having like a sync issue, like audio sync issue with the video, and then just amongst a couple other things. And then today, I even double checked it beforehand. I streamed unlisted on YouTube just to make sure, and everything looked great. I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is gonna work fine. But I don't think you can do that on Twitch, so I wasn't able to check, and naturally. But how hot is that? I know it's over 40. I don't know specifically, though. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I haven't heard this in so long. I just got so distracted from sine wave. I haven't heard this in so long, so I forgot he was on this. Little Breaking Benjamin inspo.
You want the truth? Or you can't handle the truth? You're just one step away from begging me to spare you the truth. You live through. Well, then you haven't a clue. I'll dust you off my shoulder right as I am finished with you. With the journey tried and the lives I've lost, I do it all again.
Yeah, man. Dang, man. He's so good, man. He's so good at screaming. Anyways, sorry, I got mega distracted. I know it's over 40. I know it's over 40 Celsius, which is very hot. It's not the hottest it's going to be, but it's getting there, honestly. I think the hottest I've seen it living here is like maybe 117 or 18. Surely, actually. Just where I'm at specifically. There's some other cities I know that get hotter, but yeah, crazy. All right. What are we doing here today? Well, we are doing what's called divide reacts. Now, naturally, you would think I'm going to react to um, music that's already out on the internet and everything, but no. The whole intent for this is that I'm going to listen to music that you send me and are looking for some feedback on. That could be mixed stuff, songwriting, really anything you want. And I asked to be specific because, we all have different opinions on things, and it's really nice to know what you're kind of working on. And so I would even say that for the chat. I want to mention like what they're looking for, so there's no need to, if there's other things, there's no need to pick at it or anything like that, because obviously we want to support everyone that is trying to do music. I could show you some stuff of mine. Hot dog, I actually heard some stuff the other day. I found on I wonder if I could find it. Some old stuff on like emails sent between friends and stuff back from like 12 years ago. Oh, goodness me. Like, I'm not like a terrible singer or anything, but it just sounds terrible. And I just don't sound anything like I do now to me. So we all start somewhere, and I think people are going to be ranging from probably starting like now for the first time and trying to get some feedback, or maybe they've been doing it for a couple years. So we're gonna find out. And so, wait, why is oh, there we go. Oh, weird, my chat froze. That was odd. Alrighty. R. Carlton, I'm doing good. I'm doing very well, thank you. The stream is working, apparently. So I'm pretty happy right now. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. So, yeah. And so these are going to be, again, they're going to be kind of specific things that people are looking for feedback on. And I'm going to just give my honest feedback and try and just be helpful in some way with what I've learned over the years. But I'll at the end of all this, I'll have to share, because I still go through mixing stuff all the time, believe me, or songwriting stuff. It's always a ever-growing journey. And I'm still constantly like trying to learn. So anyways, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to give back a little bit and see if I can provide any insight for you guys and maybe help. Yeah, just maybe help. So let's see. The first one today is going to be Rising Lions. The song is Anxiety. And they are looking for feedback on songwriting, production, and composition. Alrighty. And you can even see the difference in all these files here. It's pretty cool. Sorry, hold on. Okay. Yeah, anyways, I mentioned that because we got like a vocal here. You can just see we got some juicy ones, man. Like this looks juicy as hell. Anyways, all right. So we're going to be, I'm going to be helping some feedback on some songwriting stuff. And yeah, if I have any stuff on the production and composition. So here we go. Rising Lions, Anxiety.
Wait, how'd it go again?
Dude, it's like chugga chugga dan.
Oh, so like.
I don't
My brain keeps on giving me dread. I've only held on by a thread. I'll never know how much I've bled. Can this just be the end? Can't find what I'm missing. I can't make sense of all of the stress. I try my best to fix it. There's only pain left. Is it really worth living when everything turns to dust in your head? I don't know what I'm thinking. Can someone save me? My pulse just starts racing. My hands just start shaking. My mind begins breaking. The stress, I can't take it. Thoughts flood my mental again, and I can't get out of my head. When everything just starts to blend, I only wanna find the end. My brain keeps on giving me dread. I've only held on by a thread. I'll never know how much I've bled. Can this just be the end?
Great drummer. Oh wow, yeah, great drummer. I'm here for it. This is sick.
Thoughts flood my mental again, and I can't get out of my head. When everything just starts to blend, can this just be the end? My brain keeps on giving me dread. I've only held on by a thread. I'll never
Dang, dude. The drummer on that was very good. So, I mean, yeah, I was writing down a couple thoughts when I was listening to this. First of all, I'll just say from just like my initial reaction that the songwriting's actually great. I don't really have a lot of feedback on it. I think it feels quite. Wait, let me move to this screen. Sorry, so I can put my notes in front of me. Yeah, so I felt like the songwriting. What just happened? Oh, thank you. So, I have to get used to this. I'm so bad at the streaming, remembering what stuff means. Anyways, so yeah, I feel like songwriting wise, it felt confident. It felt like it knew what it was. It didn't feel like things were put in spots for no reason. Like it had good progression and everything. So I don't really have a lot of feedback on the songwriting. And to be completely real, the production and the composition was really cool. Could tell obviously it was like all live recorded, which is awesome. So I don't know if this was just live recording. That I assume it probably was a live recording, and then it was mixed after the fact. The panic in his eyes. But yeah, and I don't know if you're in the chat right now. Actually, if you are and you want to say something, let me know, because it does sound like like a live performance, and the drums were really really cool. Like all the composition with that and like the solo and everything. So yeah, I think honestly, if I just had any feedback, it just feels like a demo still. I can see the vision, and again, it has like the live recording feel. So there's just moments of unbalance and a couple other things. And I think if this was going to be a final recording, you definitely want to retrack the guitars and not all the vocals by any means, but because honestly, there was a lot of great moments, more than I remember other moments where I was like, I might redo that. I feel like a lot of that was also just vocal tuning more so. So yeah, and the guitar as well. All the playing was really cool, but I could just tell on some of these chords and stuff, like the intonation and some other, I don't know, like the chords just felt a little out of tune on some and then not others. So yeah, I think it's really just that, honestly, just getting really good source material, getting your guitars recorded well. The drums sounded, again, they sounded really cool. They sounded live, and just the dude's super talented. And then what was the other thing I wanted to say? The piano. The piano was so cool. I don't know. A piano is such a hard thing to mix, and so again, telling that it's live, I've never dealt with live stuff before like that. So it was cool to hear how it was blending into the mix. But yeah, I don't know. It had really good energy, and I think there's something there. I would say that this is like, yeah, your demo, and now you can get into the studio and like record it and get it all mixed and, you know, kind of polished up and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't really have a lot of feedback, really. Yeah, on the songwriting, production, composition, it was cool. Again, it felt like it knew what it was. It felt confident, so I like it. Oh, thank you so much, Dudley. First time in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, all right, well. Whoa, what the? Oh, Dark Demon. That's a name I haven't seen in a hot minute. I could not read that, though, to save my life. I had to, like, really... anyways, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. They've been subscribed. Oh, of course you have been subscribed for 15 months. How are you, Dark Demon? It's been a while. All right. Yeah, very good job. Very good job. That was, again, Rising Lions, Anxiety. Very, very cool. Let's see. We are now going to move on. I have been well. I've been good. Yeah. Some stream stuff, but I mean, you've been around long enough to know that's just how things go. That's just business for me. Business as usual. But yeah, no, it's been good. I'm happy you're here. Happy you're hanging out. All right, let's see here. We got this, and then we got to go to there. All right. So, oh, there we go. This next one is from RedPandaHub, and the song is called Mountains. And let's see here. They would like feedback on mixing, production, composition, with the main thing on the vocals. Okay. They stated they would definitely like to improve on vocal mixing, as well as overall mixing, songwriting as well, but don't have many of those songs made lately. Okay. So more so just with mixing the vocals and stuff like that. That is the fun one. Let me tell you, that is the that is the fun one to chat, especially when it's your own voice. I'll tell you firsthand, it's so hard. I feel like it's only been in the recent months that I'm finally understanding how to mix myself better. It's such an interesting thing, but I'll definitely give all the insight I can and see if I can help nudge you in the right direction. So, all right, let's take a listen. Am I in the snow? That's cool. best way. Like I'm in like it's like 7 when you're walking around a town that's kind of been messed up a little bit, which is most every town. Very interesting. Very cool. You know what's cool about this too? I just want to point out that somehow I'm usually really bothered when things are not on time, and some of the steps were obviously not like perfectly in time with what was going on, but it didn't bother me, which is just cool. Like it really didn't bother me. Yeah, so okay, vocal mixing. I know that that was the big one with this. Now, it's a little tricky to have a lot of feedback with this just because it is I mean, it's essentially like a note that's just being sustained, and or like like the vowel is just being sustained and just moving around. And so it's a little hard to have specific feedback. The only thing I could think of that maybe you're looking for is maybe the ambience factor, which personally the ambience for this didn't bother me at all. I didn't necessarily want to change it, but when I was thinking about that as your main point, I was just trying to think what about this could you possibly change? Because you panned at the vocals, the harmonies and stuff. You panned them well. Nothing felt too crowded in the way the harmonies were building on the left and right and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of notes for that specifically, but again, if it was for like the ambience of it, which is something that at least I personally will spend quite a bit of time on to try and get the room right, if you will, like the feeling of space that they're in. But again, it felt quite dry in this, and I liked that. I didn't really have much of an opinion of anything I would change. And yeah, again, it was a bop. We were saying in the chat, it's definitely something from. Yeah, I see Kingdom Hearts. I see, what was it, Kratos, and then a second ago I just Prince of Persia. Totally, yeah. It kind of for me it was like nostalgic. I felt like I was running around in Prince of Persia. That's actually such a good one. I definitely agree with that. But yeah, good job. Honestly, I don't really have much feedback on that. Again, if there is something more specific, and you want to submit again, or if you want to submit a different song, then please do, because I'd love to hear more, honestly. That was very cool. All right, we're moving on to the next one now. Especially with the drum rim hits. Yes, 100%. 100%. The rim hits were very, like, it definitely gave that the vibe immediately. Let me see again on the, like, I didn't know what to expect. Even here, you're like, where are we going? And then it's such a journey. Yeah, I don't know. Very, very cool. All right. Now, this one is from ForgeFireRam. And the song is called Dirt Under Your Nails. Is it right? Did I read that right? Yes, Dirt Under Your Nails. And let's see what they're looking for. Feedback on songwriting with a main look at vocal delivery. Okay. Let's give it a listen. Slowly turning it down just in case.
Together we can win this, make all the doubters witness exactly what our love entails. The way I feel is given, they may say it's a sickness, but I'm the dirt under your nails.
Your arms, they call for me, feel it wholeheartedly. They ask for their one to come home. Your eyes, they comfort me, kill all the suffering. They remind me that I'm not alone. Your love, it's quite soothing, yet again not a new thing. For yours is a love that I have known. Your heart grows every day and it makes me feel this way. I feel it right down to the bone that I'm stuck to you like dirt under your nails. We both burn bright and it never fails. In time we'll learn to tip the scales. Our fate is ours, we'll tell this tale. Together we can win this, make all the doubters witness exactly what our love entails. The way I feel is given, they may say it's a sickness, but I'm the dirt under your nails. This world is full of hatred, it doesn't cost to be kind. When you're enriching it so, I think I'm losing my mind. They say that beauty skin deep within your soul, you will find that everything that you are is well and truly sublime. And I know that us both will continue to fight. We will go, make it so. Love is stronger with time. We will grow, let it flow. You will always be mine. Saw your glow from below, but you should know that I'm stuck to you like dirt under your nails. We both burn bright and it never fails. In time we'll learn to tip the scales. Our fate is ours, we'll tell this tale. Together we can win this, make all the doubters witness exactly what our love entails. The way I feel is given, they may say it's a sickness, but I'm the dirt under your nails. You make up for all that I lack. You make me feel like I'm on track. You know my love won't fade to black, and if you don't, I'll run it back. I see the love within your eyes, they shine like stars up in the sky. The sparks we make won't fade with time. We'll both burn and let embers fly. Stuck to you like dirt under your nails. We both burn bright and it never fails. In time we'll learn to tip the scales. Our fate is ours, we'll tell this tale. Together we can win this, make all the doubters witness exactly what our love entails. The way I feel is given, they may say it's a sickness, but I'm the dirt under your nails.
Alrighty. Now, I will say that the songwriting is actually quite good. The songwriting is actually quite good, and the vocal delivery on a handful of times is actually quite good. I think with this as the example, what I will say is that obviously poor mixing and things like that, poor tuning, can have a big hindrance on how things translate. But I could tell in these moments that there were, like, I was just thinking, oh, I could tune that a little bit better. Or I could, But that being said, there were also a handful of vocals I would say you should re-record. I think a lot of what you're looking for with trying to get better at vocal delivery is just something truly that comes in time. It's something that I continue to get better at, but I would say for you that I don't know how often you are doing retakes, like if you're just going for it and then moving on to the next one, or if you're spending a lot of time trying to get the delivery right. But if you are spending a lot of time getting the delivery right and you're happy with the delivery, then I would say that 100% it's the tuning as well as just the mic quality. I feel like, again, those are the two things that are kind of holding you back in this example more than anything. Again, songwriting, it's very pop punk, very, kind of MGK, can get kind of wordy, but I also know that's kind of the nature of the genre as well, that they can have verses that kind of just don't stop, right? And so, yeah, I think you know what you're doing in terms of like where did you want the song to go, things like when they were happening, kind of the energy you were putting out there. I would just say to take some time with your vocal delivery, make sure you're really, really happy with it. And also, again, the quality. I think that will also make you feel a lot more confident. If you're able to record, I don't know what you're recording on. It would definitely suit you well if you could record. It doesn't have to be a crazy good microphone, just in like a better treated environment so that when you're mixing it, you're not trying to fix a bunch of stuff, so that you can just enjoy the performance rather than trying to, fix everything. But yeah, that would be my feedback. I hear what you're going for, and I think that honestly your vocal tone, like, it fits, and there were moments where I was like, I like this. There are other moments where like, I feel like you could redo that. And so yeah, that would be my feedback for you. Great job. Is that Preston? Oh, hello, Preston. And actually one other, I did actually write notes and I forgot to look. Again, with the tuning, I will say, I don't know if you're tuning it yourself or if you're having somebody else do it. I would maybe recommend, if you're going to do it yourself, just to, again, really take the time to maybe learn the key, learn how to set your auto tune in whatever the key of the song is, because I can imagine, like, let's just say this was in E minor or something like that, and you set the tuning to E minor, but then there's like chromatic and minor and then harmonic minor, and there's like all these different things, and that's where it can get a little tricky, where notes will sound like they're off when they're actually not. It's trying to correct it, right? So I would put a lot of emphasis on that. Make sure you're understanding the tuning process and like your key and everything, just so that you can actually, you're not hearing your vocal playing or singing back a note that you're like that. Oh, that's terrible. I didn't do that, Anyways, all right. Let's get to the next one here. Alrighty, so this next one, let me get my notes cleared again. So this next one is from Lil Saiyen. And this is Beerus First Time Trying Rock. That's what was put in the title. WarLord Eaton Music. Okay, I wonder if it's like a beat or something. Okay, let's see what they're looking feedback on. Feedback on mixing, songwriting with a main look at the performance, as the song doesn't show my best writing, but it's my only rock song, so I'm proud of it. Okay. All right, so ultimately they're looking for feedback on mixing and songwriting with the main look at the performance. Okay. Again, I'm just digesting the information, reading it again. As the song doesn't show my best writing. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just be looking mainly at the performance then and the mixing, and we'll go from there. All right. Let's take a gander. It's their first rock song, so don't know what to expect.
Switch.
I'm a god, and you know I'm the truth, I'm the goat. I will end your life before you could ever be more. I'm a god, and you know I'm the truth, I'm the goat. I will destroy you all, I shall never fall. Welcome to my world, I'm sorry to intervene. If you come against me, ain't nobody wins. I'ma kill you all if you give me no respect. I'm a god of destruction, I'm the strongest, that's a fact. I'm the strongest and I know it, I'm the god and I'll show it. I'm the one who will teach you what all those bitches could. With all the Super Saiyan god hype, is that your pick? Tell me now, cause you make me sick. Fucking everybody that are calling on my body, and if you ain't gonna bow down, you ain't gonna fall down. I don't know what you expected, my name is Beerus. I'm the one to be messed with. You ain't gonna be saved, it's a lost cause. And just because I'm a god, and you know I'm the truth, I'm the goat. I will end your life before you could ever be more. I'm a god, and you know I'm the truth, I'm the goat. I will destroy you all, I shall never fall. Yeah, you see, it's my decision to make. Rather if it live or die, I never live it to fate. Cause I'm the Reaper, baby, and I will lead you to death. I will slap you, lady, and kill you without a trace. Fuck y'all, all y'all, I'm a god that could never fall. I am destruction, I'll take control. I'll bring you down and take your soul. And you can never hurt me, bitch. You're a fucking Loki, and I'm a hottie pig. I'm a god, and you know I'm the truth, I'm the goat. I will end your life before you could ever be more. I'm a god, and you know I'm the truth, I'm the goat. I will destroy you all, I shall never fall.
Alrighty. So I think immediately I was a little surprised, like with the rasp. It was cool. Like when this first came in right here.
I'm a god, and you know I'm the truth, I'm the goat. I will end your life before you.
Yeah, I think this is kind of another scenario of like the delivery here, and I would say your chorus has the strongest delivery in the whole song. The verses are good, but your chorus, it just feels like the most confident, like you knew what you were going for. But yeah, I would say like again the rasp is very cool. You're definitely being limited on the mixing side of things because this is obviously a beat that I'm assuming you only got the 2-track for, and so if you're asking for mixing, I'm assuming you're probably just talking about the vocal side of things. And so, going off of all of those assumptions, if that is the case, it's always going to be kind of tricky mixing yourself into a beat that's already mastered, likely, unless you got the stems for it and all that stuff, which you could have. So again, I'm just assuming. But with the vocal mix, I would say, again,
I'm a god, and you know.
Feels like it could have more ambience. It feels like it could live in the space of the song more. It's a little bit out of it. And I think that could be contributed just to, again, if it is a 2-track and you're trying to mix into it, things like track spacer can be really helpful, or just side chaining with, if you have like fab filters like Q4 or 3 or whatever, there's tools you can do, or you can do some mid-side EQ, which essentially allows you to cut just the middle of the mono section of the track, and that you can give your vocal like a little pocket to sit in. Because yeah, I think what's happening is your vocal's sitting on top. It sounds a little too bright, and it could just be tucked into the mix more, and then have some effects that would complement it amongst the instrumental. Your tuning, I feel like, could be a little stronger as well. Like again, the performance here is great. I would want to fine tune it a little bit with some timing and some tuning stuff. You know, if I was to get in there and get a little nitpicky with it. And I would also recommend for doing rock songs, do a lot of layers. That's a big thing with the songs, since there's so much energy in them. There's so much mid-range information that if you want your vocal to sound huge, and I can tell that it has all the ability, it has all the potential to sound huge. If you just record some doubles, one for the left, one for the right, that immediately is going to make it sound much bigger, and you're going to just sound more powerful. And then under that, and I could tell from the verses that you're capable of doing harmonies and stuff. So then, yeah, do like you don't have to be too specific. I usually lean on, I'll first do like a fifth or an octave, and even then I don't even go that far out of that too much. I sometimes do thirds and stuff, but it's whatever. Just whatever feels like the best to make your vocal just sound huge, just sound like monstrous, right? So yeah, vocal delivery, I would say, is strong. I would say just work on the mixing side of things a little bit, getting your vocal seated in there better, and do some doubles. And as for the verses, I definitely, let me go back to that.
I'm sorry to intervene. Welcome to my world, I'm sorry to intervene. If you come against me, ain't nobody wins. I'ma kill you all if you give me no respect. I'm a god of destruction.
Same kind of thing with those backing high harmonies. I would put some effects on them just to make them feel like they're kind of, again, living a bit in the mix, in the song, in the same world. It could also just be, I say that, but it could also be a preference, because sometimes I also like to have really dry doubles. They just seem a little loud. So if you wanted them to maybe just feel not so upfront, I would either just turn them down naturally. You could roll some of the top end off of them, or you could do some reverb or something like that. But okay, so let's see. And then we had...
You all, if you get this, that's a fact. I'm the strongest and I know it. I'm the God and I'll show it. I'm the one who will teach you.
And with the songwriting side of things too, I mean, again, to me, this is a perfect example of, you know what you're doing, but you just need to keep doing it. Like, you understand where the choruses are, where the verses are, how to build things, how to bring them down. Like, I get that sense. So I think it's just a case of doing it over and over and over again, and just better understanding, with, again, doubles, harmonies, little things like that to spice up the production side of things on the verse. Because I know you had said the writing wasn't your best or whatever, but I don't even think the writing, honestly, is I don't want to say bad, because that's not the right word. The writing's good. I had no problem with the writing. I wasn't thinking this writing is poor. It was more just that some of the lines in the verses could have been re-sang. It could have just been performed a little bit better. But again, this is honestly really strong. If you work on those things, I'll just repeat them one more time. Just getting your vocals seated better in the mix, using something like Track Spacer. I would just say use Track Spacer, because that's such a great one. And I don't think it's too, if you're open to spending some money, I don't think it's too expensive. And depending on what DAW you're using, they probably also have tools that you could use as well. So, maybe do some research on that as well. But yeah, I think you're on your way, really. That was a pleasant surprise. You got the rasp. I can hear the raspiness, and I like it. And thank God it's a Beerus song. When you hear someone talk about slapping someone's wife, you're like, what? Oh, that makes sense. Let's see. Oh, we are raiding with a party of 4. Hello, Spyro. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. How are y'all doing? Got a couple more here. Hey, you know what? I'll take the smallest raid or the biggest raid. That's still a raid. Alrighty. Also, I just want to say thank you again to the people that have shared their songs to be publicly, given feedback on, and I recognize that's not an easy thing to do. So I just want to, if you are watching this, I appreciate you. And you keep doing stuff like this, you're going to have leaps and bounds. I honestly wish when I was starting that I had something like this, because I think I could have avoided a lot of a lot of mistakes. But hey, that's why I'm here now. So we write on. We're moving on to now where. Oh, sorry, My Violet Ember. Where were you? And they are looking for feedback on songwriting with the lyrics and music composition. Okay, songwriting with the lyrics and music composition. Wait. Oh, songwriting specifically with the lyrics. Okay, and music composition. That makes sense. Okay, so let's take a listen. I keep wanting to say when we were young. Where were you?
Your words like a sacred flame. You said forever, whispered my name. But when the dark came crashing down, you vanished, nowhere to be found. Promises etched in a ghost's refrain. Now all that's left is the echo of pain. Where were you when I bled alone? This empty house never felt like my home. You swore you'd stand through the fire and rain, but I burned while you walked away. Where were you when I broke inside, drowning in the silence you left behind? You promised love and then turned to stone. Now I'm here but you're long gone. You carved your lies into my skin, smiled as the dark pulled me within. I reached for you, begged through the storm, but you were cold, no trace of warmth. Whoa. I screamed your name like a battle cry, but it faded out into the faithless sky. You were the sun I thought I'd never lose, but shadows fall when light refuses truth. Where were you when I bled alone? This empty house never felt like my home. You swore you'd stand through the fire and rain, but I burned while you walked away. Where were you when I broke inside, drowning in the silence you left behind? You promised love but then turned to stone. Now I'm here but you're long gone. Where were you when I bled alone? This empty house never felt like my home. You swore you'd stand through the fire and rain, but I burned while you walked away. Where were you when I broke inside, drowning in the silence you left behind? You promised love but then turned to stone. Now I'm here but you're long gone. So here I stand, scarred but alive, with the heart you helped crucify. You said you'd stay till the end of time, but when I fell, I was left behind.
Right? Oh, I was like, no. Wow. Okay, that was okay. Interesting. I have thoughts. I saw someone just comment. Yeah, the submissions are good. It's like sorry. Okay, I'm about to get off track. So they were specifically asking for feedback on the lyrics and music composition. So okay, for lyrics, I'll be honest. I would say this in the future, especially for anyone watching right now, if you want to send stuff, if you could just send the lyrics so that I could follow along, because I'll tell you right now, the delivery, I was so locked in with you that like I wasn't actually so focused on the lyrics, like they weren't coming off or like kind of jumping out, being like, wait, what did you just say? Like it felt natural, like the way it was written. So I may have opinions on like the writing itself, but just as like how you've put it into the song, I honestly wasn't even thinking about that. And I realized that halfway through and I was like, well, no, I'm just going to experience the song. So I would say that the music composition is good. I think it's a classic thing happens. You go back on old songs of mine. I mean, you'll hear this all the time. And this is just one of those things with mixing. And I know this wasn't specifically about mixing, but I will say that just for the composition side of things, what we have is that you have a bunch of Let me just play it before I say it.
I came crashing down, you vanished, nowhere to be found. Promises etched in a ghost's refrain. Now all that's left is the echo of pain. Where were you when I bled alone in this empty house?
So like right when the rock part comes in, it sounds like it almost gets pushed down, right? Like it gets quieter than the part before it, and then you sound louder. And so with stuff like that, it's hard for me to give specifics on the music composition just in that moment, because it is pretty pushed back. I mean, it is just guitar, I think bass and drums for the most part, but I need like a tool, an AI tool to like split it. But let me listen to this one more time.
Where were you when I bled alone? This empty house never felt like my home. You swore you'd stand through the fire and rain, but I burned while you walked away. Where were you when I broke inside, drowning in the silence you left behind?
Yeah, like honestly, the composition side of things is fine. I even hear the little bass line doo doo doo, like it's moving around as well. Like it's just hard to hear just because of the the way it's been mixed. So this is I was going to say in the chat, someone had said this, that to me the main things I would just say, and these are so subtle, honestly, because you're really good. Like when the vocal came in, I was surprised actually by the vocal mix, because the top end is like the first giveaway on like a poorly mixed vocal, and it just was a pleasant surprise on this part right here when it comes in.
I held your words like a sacred flame. You said for
Like sacred flame, like all of that was cutting in a way that I was like, oh, like that's actually really nice. And then it just has a few moments like this,
left is the echo of pain.
where you hear the p in pain. And there's a couple other little things like that. But I would say the main thing for you would just be the tuning, honestly, and just the vocal takes, just making sure that you have really clean takes so you don't have the p noises in there and stuff like that. This doesn't, like, I can tell that you've done a lot to mix the vocal. And again, like, I think it's actually sitting quite well there at the beginning. There's just a few moments where the tuning gets a little out, or there's like a kind of a bump on the mic sound, stuff like that. So I would say, focus on just getting the source as clean as possible, and yeah, just get your tuning locked in. Once you have that stuff, I feel like you're already like pretty much there. There was a lot of really great moments in that where you sounded awesome. I could even show you specifically right
My
here.
name, but when the dark came crashing down,
You can kind of hear it there on When the Dark.
it's like a sacred flame. You said forever, whispered my name, but when the dark
On When, you can hear the cracking and crackling and the popping.
name, but when the dark came crashing down, you vanished. No
But again, the top end, the top end sounds good. Like
dark came crashing down, you vanished, nowhere to be found. Promises etched in a ghost's refrain. Now all
right there, refrain. I just want to point this out because that caught me. I knew, I was like, ooh, that was really well sang.
where were you
Oh,
when
I keep missing out.
to be found? Promises etched in a ghost's refrain. Now
The way you sang refrain, like it sounded like you refrained a little bit, like it was cool, and the vibrato. It was a great take. So it's moments like that, like really just trying to make sure that those sound as good as you can, right? That you're just super, super happy with it. And the best takes you get, or the better takes you get, the easier it is to mix, the easier it is to tune, all that kind of stuff. And I honestly say all this for myself as well. This is stuff that can be really challenging sometimes because you're like, I can sing it and just get to the next part. And it's like, no, try and take the time because it really does makes a big difference. But yeah, again, great job, honestly. And the songwriting too. I feel like, yeah, if it was just mixed better and tuned and stuff, this is a great song. Really, it was a really good song. All right. Now we're moving on to the next one. I keep turning all these down. My headphones must be so loud because I keep, or I don't know. I guess on the stream it's coming through pretty loud as well. But anyways, okay. Left Behind, kind of featuring Tyler. Wait, I've clearly missed something there. Sorry. All right. Now we are moving on to Avar. He wants mix back. That was weird. Mix back. He wants feedback on mixing, songwriting, production, composition. So the whole thing. All right. It's actually quite short too. So, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, this will be easy to give some concise feedback on. All right, let's take a gander.
Everything has a hint of a residual element from something else from another individual. Take this and replace it with that, becoming criminal. I just can't seem to be original. I've been going through a spell lately. I just can't seem to get the feeling of my back. It's crawling up my neck and into my veins, into my brain. It's becoming a mess. The recognition of familiarity, reason passes and declines all sincerity. So disillusion from the pattern to perceive my life. It just feels like everything has a hint of a residual element from something else from another individual. So take this and replace it with that, becoming criminal. I just can't seem to be original.
Wow. Gotta let the fade out happen. All right, first note, fade that off. No, I'm just kidding. Cut that down. Take off 2 seconds immediately. Wow, okay. Very cool vibe. Very cool vibe. I'm going to definitely have to listen through this again because honestly, I was so taken aback by the vibe. Like it just put me in a space where I was like, I need to just listen to this right now. It was very cool. I have one note immediately, and that would just be at the beginning. The mono reverb that you have sounds like it could be filtered a bit, like some of the low end stuff. It just felt a little too mono, which mono reverb is totally a thing, but you know, it just felt a little too much of a build up happening there.
Everything has a hint of a residual element from something else from another individual. Take this and replace it with that.
Yeah, I think the reverb almost makes it sound like you are in a... I would want to hear it without the reverb on there because it almost gives off the sound that it's been recorded in a room that's like pretty like noticeable on the recording. And I would be curious if it is a dry vocal, that it may just be the reverb that you have, like maybe trying like a plate or just something. I don't know, maybe you're already trying a plate, but just like trying some other ones or something just to see if if that can maybe just sound a little less like it's in a room, if that makes sense. It sounds really to make reverb sound like it's not in a room, but I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it kind of just gives off the sound that's a little dirty, like it doesn't sound very clean against your voice. It's almost like a sound that kind of like rain almost. Not the crackling, obviously, the hum that I'm hearing under your vocal. Yeah, that's definitely the reverb. Yeah, I would shorten the reverb. I just can't seem to be original. Take this and replace it with that, becoming criminal. Okay, and you're side chaining it as well. I think the side chaining seems just a little aggressive. I wouldn't do it as hard because I can hear it coming back up a little too unnaturally. It just sounds like it's getting loud. So I think that alone, I think just getting the reverb tucked in better, maybe not having it so mono. Again, it could totally work if I just heard it with a different reverb, maybe. But at least from this specific reverb that's on it right now, I would say to definitely cut some low end out of it and just kind of filter it a little bit and just have it sit a little better. And then the other thing I would say is the vocal tuning. It has, again, moments kind of like the other ones. There's like moments where it sounds really solid, and then there's just like a note here or there that gets a little out of tune. So I would just spend some time making sure that your tuning's all locked in.
Everything has a hint of a residual element from something else from another individual. Take this and replace it.
And I can hear that the tuning, like it sounds intentional, but on the like right here,
Individual. Take this and replace it with that. Becoming criminal.
Becoming.
Replace it with that.
like those notes right there, like you could take the time to just tune them so that each da 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 da, just so it sounds a little bit more kind of consistent in flow. But yeah, that would be my main thing, really.
I just can't seem.
Again, the tuning right there.
I just can't seem to be original. I've been going through a spell lately. I just can't seem to get the feeling of my back. It's crawling up my neck and into my veins, into my
Yeah, I would just.
brain. It's become
It sounds like you're using a vocal tuning plugin. I would, well, they're all plugins. I should be more specific. It sounds like you're using something that you set the tuning to and you have the retune speed and stuff, and you're just like leaving it on something. That's what it sounds like. I would, I don't know what you're using DAW-wise or anything like that, but I would definitely either just take the time to make sure that the tuning is set correctly to the key, and if, you know, like what I would suggest, like ultimately what I would suggest is that you can use the tuning, make sure it's in the key, but also maybe using some other tuning tools. I don't know, again, depending on the DAW you use. If you use something like Cubase, there has Very Audio, and I think Logic has one. There's obviously Melodyne, things like that. But it allows you to really get in there and just, if there's just a note that just is a little long, little short, a little flat or whatever, and you want to make a little change to it, it's like a perfect take. That's the kind of stuff I think that would make what you're doing here sound really good. The delivery, it feels almost like sleepy and just kind of like drowsy a little bit, and I like that. And again, I think the effects on the vocal and the tuning is kind of taking away from it, but I can totally hear what you're doing.
It's into my brain, it's becoming a mess. The recognition of familiarity, reason passes in
Instrumentally too.
sincerity. So disillusioned from the pattern to perceive my life. It just feels like everything has a hint of a residual element.
Like right there, I love that.
Everything has a hint of a residual element.
Great take. You know, it's kind of like what I said with the other person earlier. You know, it's like a confidence thing. Not that you sound unconfident, but when a take is just, when you just know a take is good, there's like this weird, like you almost can't recreate it, and that kind of gives me that vibe when I hear that.
Everything has a hint of a residual.
Residual, like the way you did it, it felt very intentional. Very, very cool. So yeah, production wise, composition wise, it's very unique. It's cool. Like I don't really have any feedback on the production. You know, with mixed stuff, I feel like I don't really have any mixed stuff other than the vocal, if I'm being real. I think if the vocal was worked on and just really buttoned up, then maybe I could have some feedback on the instrumental. But the instrumental sounded pretty strong to me, like for how it was balanced. And like, you know, I was listening for all the little things you had going on, especially with the percussion. Snare sounds cool. It's pretty tucked back, but it doesn't sound like I would probably, you know, and now that I'm thinking about it, I think my main other note would be your kick. You definitely need a stronger hit happening with the kick. I can hear the clack of the kick, but I don't feel the thud of it. That would be another one. But again, that's not that I mean, that's not that difficult. You have a lot of room, I can tell. Like it wouldn't be hard to slot a kick in there. And honestly, what I kind of hear is like a more thuddy one. That's probably what I would want to do. Since it has that almost jazzy feel, you wouldn't want it to be too slappy, but just like a nice quick thud with the clack you have. You could blend them together and just get the sub from a different kick maybe and do something like that if you wanted to keep that the same. But yeah, that would be my feedback. I would love to hear another one from you and see how things progress. But yeah, I think the main thing is just getting the vocals buttoned up and make sure you're happy with the tuning and happy with all the takes and everything. But great job. Really, really good job. All right. Now the next one we have, I think this is just a vocal because this is that's a mono recording. So this is a vocal that we are about to hear. And it says, this is from KodaKat. Heavy Rain raw vocals. Let me hold on one moment. Okay, so this was sent with no info. So I'm not exactly sure what they are wanting feedback on. Apparently it is a raw recording. And so I'm going to assume that means there's no plugins. Maybe there's no tuning. I don't, yeah, we'll see. They haven't said what they're looking for. So we'll just go on this journey together. Let's do it.
Heavy rain, I always think of you.
Okay, I'm going to assume this is feedback on just their singing. They're clearly in a room just singing into their phone.
I always think of you when I hear the heavy rain. All around, my dreams, they were scattering. You came into my world that was shattering. Like a storm, my troubles kept firing. But I looked up and I saw you still smiling. You give it all, defend all these innocents. Day and night, you stand tall as their defense. Through the pain, you give everything, and then you hear the call, jump into the fight again.
I'll say this right away. I mean, I'll keep playing it, but good vocal tone, good timing. That's something that a lot of people, even myself, I struggle with timing. I hear it here specifically.
All around, my dreams, they were scattering. You came into my world that was shattering.
I can just tell that if I was to tune that, it would be really easy to like time adjust it if there was any discrepancy. But yeah, that was done really strong, like the timing of that.
Give it all, defend all these. Reached out your hand, I saw what I could be. In the light that you shine, I found my destiny. Heavy rain, I always think of you when I hear the heavy rain.
Yeah, I think what I'll just say again is that good vocal tone. I mean, this is absolutely as raw as it gets. So, you know, keeping that in mind, I think if you were recorded well and, you know, maybe had someone there as like a second opinion on like doing your takes and stuff like that, because I assume since this is a raw recording and it sounds like it was just recorded in an open room, that you may not have the capability to like record, or maybe you don't have like a mic and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like if you connected with someone and, you know, like a producer or something like that, yeah, I don't know. I think you could sound great. I think you could sound really good. I think that to better explain what I'm saying, if you had a producer, is like you have the vocal timing. I can tell you have like a tone that sounds like it could be better utilized, I guess. And that's why I think if you had someone give some second opinions, you might be like, oh, let me try that, and then kind of expand and explore a little bit. But yeah, again, I don't know. It was for what it was a strong example. Why not? Let's see here. Spyro says, I would love to hear them belt those notes rather than do head voice. Hey, there you go. That's producer stuff right there. That's when someone would be like, hey, you know what? Maybe you should try this. And then you're like, I haven't thought about doing that. Let me try. You do it. And you're like, I'm a god. Had no idea. happens to. Actually, I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. But anyways, let me read back on some of these. That was, Var music. Yes, of course. That was actually a plate reverb I put on my vocal. Got you. Yeah, it could be really good. I think it's probably just maybe, again, feeding the signal feeding to it, either EQing before or after. I guess it does, if you want to rely purely on the tone of it and just like cut out and filter some stuff that's gross, like a lot of the muddy stuff. And then, I think you'll be well on your way. Oh my God, I had no idea. I mean, yeah, that's when I gave up. I don't know where I was going with that. So, anyways, awesome. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging out. I know this is a little different. This is new. This is exciting. Sorry, I'm just closing my iPad down. Yeah, if any of you watching would like to send your stuff, again, thank you to the people that did. I know this is, at least I would feel pretty exposed. But yeah, if you have anything you want to share and get some feedback on, I'm more than happy to do so. Hopefully this was helpful to those of you that will see it or maybe were watching earlier. And yeah, this was fun. I'm excited to do more. And because I'm in the spirit of always exposing, people will be like, oh my gosh, how do you do this? You're so good. It's taken me so long to get something to sound the way I want it to. And I think I'm like, no, should I even play this? Let me see. This is probably going to sound so loud, so I have to be really careful and fast. Wait, I don't hear anything. Oh, I know why. Never mind, this won't work. Okay, I'll just explain it. So one of the things with mixing, that's what I'll do at the end of these. I'll tell you a mixing thing, something I've been going through or struggling with. So in rock mixing, one of the most challenging things to get, well, it's all challenging. One of the most challenging things I find to get right is the guitar and bass relationship. And it's really interesting. Like the more you mix the genre and like dive into it, and it's very interesting. A lot of different opinions, a lot of people that have tones that sound on a record sound incredible, but then when you like just listen to them on their own, you're like, how does that sound good? I don't even understand. But then it just sounds good in the song, right? Anyways, I've been really battling with that on this song that I've been working on that's coming out next Friday actually, and I've gone back and forth a handful of times just trying to get it right. And I will tell you this: at the end of the day, sometimes the best thing to do is to detach and come back 3 days later because I had thought on Wednesday that I was finished, right? I was like, okay, this is good. And I was waiting to get the okay on it. And so I got the okay back on Friday and I was like, okay, cool. This is great. Now I can move on, get the video started and everything. And when I heard it, because I hadn't heard it since Wednesday, probably like Wednesday morning or something. When I heard it, I was immediately like, oh no. Oh gosh. And I had so many thoughts but I knew like right away, I was like, oh, like this is wrong. Like I hear it now. And I think what I'm getting at is a lot of the time you just need to get away from the computer for a little bit. I mean, even taking just breaks in general is always something I would recommend doing. Even with vocal recording, I mean, it sounds simple, but you can get stuck in the flow and then 3 hours have gone by and you've been singing and you've been sweating and you've been like half mixing. Anyways, so I would just say to everyone that this is of interest to, is to take your time and don't think you're just going to belt out like the best thing ever or mix the best thing ever super, super fast. Like the people that do it that fast are people that have been doing it for so freaking long. The people that I really look up to and the people that I've paid a lot of attention to over the years. But yeah, anyways, it's a journey. Just take your time. Just try and do the best you honestly can, and you'll be surprised at the results that can come from that. So, and I again, take a break. that was the main thing. Don't think you can do it all right away. Give yourself some time to finish a song. It doesn't have to be like just splattered out there as fast as you can. It's all about perspective, right? At the end of the day, it's you don't know what you don't know, and you hear something for the 24 hours over and over and over again, and you come back to it the next day thinking like, oh, I crushed it yesterday, and then you're like, what the hell? Yeah. So anyways, all that being said, I appreciate you all hanging out. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll be doing this once a month. So if you would like to submit, please submit. I believe that's in the description of this. And yeah, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.